got another Dune Spice Wars game here. Nice casted game. Got a couple, you know, I suppose more seasoned people now. And I think player 2 is still on the newer side. We got Beach Cat on Atreides going with pretty meta picks here. Thufir, Jessica. You got a Bolig Bronzo bullshit from Whaler. Always unsurprising. Bolig I just think is the only must take really for Vernius. It just reduces the duration that you're really weak. Ivo Vip, Mesa. You know, some people like Mesa, you know, more than others. I've seen Rivi used somewhat well, but this is fine. You can also do it with Sonya if you want, but Ivo Vip, just the ability to have immunity to certain resolutions is really strong. And then Stakhanov, Staban. I think it's also probably the most useful, given how strong Underworld headquarters are. Oh, Atreides right here next to Volcano. That's outstanding. But I'm going to go stir a pot full of pasta sauce that I've got going. A nice ragu. But I'll have a quick look here. So this is actually a pretty solid start and distribution of stuff for Vernius, right? You've got a lot of room up north. You've got very safe spice fields here with a nice natural bunker on a plascrete region, which you also need. You have your spice field here next to your main safe. Then you have a nice well of riches here and deep deserts on both sides. The deep desert's nice because you can bridge across. So for this, what you do is as he scouts this, I'm sure he'll see this. This is an excellent bunker, right? You load this up with turrets, and then from here, you can basically project onto these two. Now, it's a little tricky here, because if someone wants to take the middle, this is kind of contesting that. Up here, this is safe spice field 1, 2. So I think these are his 3 safe spice fields. You need at least 3 as Vernius. If you have 2, it's really hard to make an economy work. If you look at their developments, what they have access to, right? So really only noted regions are going to give you significant income. They don't have some of the other bonuses that other factions have to just kind of passive income. Most of their income is going to be spice-based and will kind of scale off of their knowledge production. So that's kind of their main downside. You can still actually have a decently robust non-spice eco as Vernius, but you have to kind of tailor it towards that, right? So you'll need to get a Mason's Guild, you'll have to get your admin hall, and you'll have to have your spice labs. But you're always going to want your chome branch as well. So it's kind of tough because if you really don't have great spice income, needing admin hall and Mason's Guild, right, you get 13 production on the villages. It can be helpful. So from here, how does he go? I think he could leave this alone. I think you still want to take this so you can note it up. And I'd argue that's probably more important than noting up this region. We'll kind of see how this ends up going for Vernius, how he chooses to play this. Nice turn around. Smugs up here has a nice pocket. Oh my gosh, beautiful white rift with a plascrete. He's got Sandfall here between Atreides and Smugs. This will be a contested point for sure. This is a goated special region. Both these are. Here in the middle, you have a nice basin, and then shield wall, cruiser rack next to Ecaz. This is a beautiful shield. Oh my god, look at this. And this is a nice natural. Okay. So is Ecaz going to be able to get to the spice field, secure this as sanctuary? Probably not. There's siege there. But this is a very nice. You take this as your second region. You have a nice sanctuary. Really nice defensive little thing here. So yeah, he'll have very easy sanctuaries here. Look at this. So I reckon you may want to keep this sanctuary. I think you just take this for the spice, and then you make this your eco village. You have an acid lakes. Yeah, this is a really nice tight spawn for Ecaz. Hard to expand on this side towards Atreides. You could expand here towards the middle, which I think is reasonable. And then over in this direction, really kind of cut off once Vernius takes Well of Riches, but you don't want Vernius to grab this. So Ecaz actually does not have a lot of territory to work with, but has a lot of sanctuaries, which with Mesa would actually be pretty nice, right? You grab this and this, and now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 sanctuaries. And you've got this next to 3. This would be a really, really nice region. And if you want to try to play tall and go for a Gov rush or some sort of tempo Gov play, that's definitely possible. But we'll kind of see how Wyvern does. This is a very fun spawn. I actually like this a lot. This will be really, really fun to play. Over here in Atreides land, we've got a nice volcano. We've got fuel cells. We've got the makings for a spiceless eco. Downside, there's only one spice field that's safe. This one he should also be able to get. Again, I think he's favored over Ecaz on this region. And up in the north, I think that's about it. So Atreides, you know, if you got Thufir and Sustainable Spying, you can kind of get by with a whole lot. But you'll need kind of, a Mason skill is going to help build this tall. You're going to want geothermal condensers. And I think, you know, this is the making of a decently strong and robust Atreides economy. Right, he's got 2 rare earth minerals, he's got 2 fuel cell regions, he's got probably 2 spice fields, ultimately, joined by this region, so Vernius here would actually be pretty nice, hitting all these. So I don't hate it. And then the middle is probably going to be contested for Atreides to take at some point. The reason I say that is this region, bunker, here, this region too, these 3, right, you can't stack and off them all. This is pretty easy for Atreides to extend into, and from there it's just going to be kind of grabbing these territories. It would be an impossible bunker to break. And I think Smugs has enough fun stuff up here that he probably won't care too much about it. Basin, Crescent Ridge, Spice Field up here, Observatory Mountain. So we'll kind of see how he does it. Really early drone from Vernius. And I don't think it's wrong to get a fighting mech early. I don't think I would use it necessarily for defense. So if you get an early drone as Vernius, this thing is super useful for just running around the map picking up POIs. Come pick this up, pick this up. Remember, the drones don't, because they're drones, they don't attract the worm. So you can just send them here, and this is basically a spice tax you're picking up. So it's 100, you know, basically 190 Slara that you'll pick up. This here, Plascrete, super helpful. Intel POI. Just send them into the desert to pick up all this random shit in the middle of the map. And for that reason, you just get 1 extra ore ship to scan stuff. Speaking of which, I smell something burning. Oh man, Bene Gesserit. This is a very... This should probably go through, but this is going to be very strong for Atreides should they get it. Alright, so we have... Oh, wow! So Trey's able to pull this off. That's kind of shocking, actually. If I'm in this lobby... Yeah, I want the land strat. Smugs doesn't really need that. Altogether, pretty good. Pretty good distribution. Atreides... Let's see what they get with Thufir on this Bene Gesserit. This is always where you want to put your Bene Gesserit early. So, with the Bene Gesserit and Sustainable Spying with Thufir, right? So with Thufir you get a second trait on that agent. Sustainable spying, you double the effect of traits on agents. So he has a lone Bene Gesserit on this guy. Bene Gesserit, if you read, it says counts as 2 for the sake of information levels. In reality, once Sustainable spying kicks in, this is going to count as 4. So this thing is going to zoom up. So we'll finish this in 2 days, right? And so what you can do with this, with Atreides and Thufir, is you can basically switch them around, switch the Bene Gesserit around to stack up these levels really, really fast. I'll show you in a second what I mean. But then you kind of build off of that, right? Then you insert, you kind of do a little micromanagement of your agent traits, and you can get really, really obscene combinations. So he's probably going to, he's going to urban planning this. Yeah, that's fine. At some point, spying mastery is going to be useful. So we'll see. We'll finish in just a second here. So if we look here, right, level 2 in 8 days. Level 2 in 3 days, right? So this counts as 4 agents. So look how fast this one Bene Gesserit is getting levels. If you wanted to put another guy, right, here's level 1. This 2 guys are taking 11 days to get level 2 here. Look at this. Insane. So what do is you put all these guys, you put this one over here too, right, to build the levels. And then because it's being doubled, right, that's 4% per information level. 4 times 3 levels, which we'll have soon. It's going to be 12% plastic production bonus, which is kind of insane. Global Solari production, right, for one guy. You put him on here at level 3, it'll be 1% per level. 3% global Solari production. So with the Bene Gesserit shifting around like this and just keeping these at level 3, if you have 3 of these guys, 1, 2, 3, you're getting 9% global Solari production. It's basically a triple yellow, right, just from your agents. And the Bene Gesserit really facilitates this, because look, he'll have level 3 in 10 days. Now you can also do this to rush like an assassination, but I mean, trade assassination isn't the best. But this is insanely, insanely powerful for Atreides. Alright, let's take a look down here. So taking this, great. This will be a source of contention. And maybe Vernius doesn't see this fully. But if you're Vernius, this is a pretty aggressive play, right? And the way you'd get around this as Ecaz is you make this your garden. You put a turret and an airfield here, and then you attack. And the moment if he aggroes on your turret at any point, he'll just tank his Lance Rat. And then you can use that to force him off this region. This is a pretty crazy, pretty aggressive expansion here. I don't know if I would recommend this. I think he's got a solid spot here. I think the middle here is 2 nice spice fields early, which would be really nice for the bunker. And then up here north, he has this one already. Smugs is just pillaging freely. Oh my gosh, recruitment siege, beautiful. Early White Rift, good. Let's take a look here. So native customs, great. Gross. And I actually think this is a decent tech just for the Concord Chamber alone. It's really strong. For our Vernius friend, coming down Spice Tree. Now taking an early special as Vernius is important because that gets you up to 5k hedge faster. Once you're at 5k, you can go to automated defenses, and more importantly, at 5k hedge, you can start patenting. And so if you have something nice, truce for everyone, research agreement with everyone, that's insane. Yeah, you don't want to give Vernius that much Lance Rat. Cultural tourism, okay, I like it. Now, one funny thing they could do is, since Ecaz has Mesa, they could come over here and grab this region, and then try to make a deal. Hey, you abandon this region down here, I'll give up this one so you can have the spice fields. You don't take any penalty from, dropping that. Ooh, a mandate on Smugs would be pretty impressive. Is he at 5k yet? If he is, he could put a bounty down. He's not yet there, so. Excellent. Vernius should probably be close to 5k now. They should. It's not strictly necessary for them to beeline it for the 5k, but it's highly recommended. You can probably afford to here. But yeah, the center here is where Vernius is going to have a lot more success. Now over here we've got 3 beautiful sanctuaries. This one right now is only near 2. So this would be a nice garden for knowledge. What else do we have here? So he's going to come up here and grab this. Let's see if Atreides is annexing anything. He's not, but he sees this. I don't think he has the military to contest this, though. Because Ecaz has a fair number of muskets. Take a look here in Atreides land. The other thing you gotta worry about with Vernius is, let's say you beeline your spice stuff, right?
Direction required.
Atreides made a really smart decision here. He immediately, as soon as he got that alliance, he bought up 4 crew. Now, he can do that because Vernius is truce with him and Vernius has that tech. So he's getting the benefit of Atreides Foreman here. And so, as long as he's done that, he'll keep the crew unless he loses the Harvester, and he'll get this bonus from Atreides Foreman, which is really, really strong, right? So if you're Atreides and you have that ability, it's very nice. Same thing with kind of spying mastery. If someone else, if Vernius researches this, you'll be able to build up all of your agents without needing to go down this tree. Yeah. So yeah, for Ecaz, I think once you've established this, looks like you just pillage this up here. I think you take this and you keep this as kind of your little buffer, right? But he may need some time to kind of get there. Looking at Vernius's eco here, so this fuel cell region is making a little bit of money. He does not get geothermal connections with cultural tourism, so he's getting bonuses from each of these sanctuaries instead. But this otherwise could be a very nice region with versatile. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how he's going to go about this then. It's very, very small amount of room for him to play around in. So maybe he does have to burst out here into the center and try to take something here. It's a big ol' smug army, jeez. I mean, so if you're going 65 CP early smug, you gotta use it. Because looking at his tree, he's getting a benefit from these from Vernius, sure. But why go for 65 CP this early if you're not going to use it against another player? So you can think about it as either you want to deal with your Chome, right? Vernius has decent Chome. You come down here, you start wrecking Vernius. That's an option. Or you come through here through Atreides and you don't have to get off their out of the early game. The Atreides army in the late game is strong. In the mid game is strong. Their eco in the late game is great. So this is probably going to be a big issue for him later in the game. But with all of 65 CP, you know, he could come here and kind of go for a kill in the S-Fall. That's not a terrible idea either, right? Then he can kind of take these specials, stack them up, and go from there. See how he plays this here. I don't, you know, all these factions actually can have good matchups into Vernius. Smugs obviously has great matchup into Vernius with Free Company and snipers. Vernius, or Ecaz rather, just has muskets, which, you know, do really well into Vernius drones. Right, they ignore some armor. They have nice first shot damage. And Atreides, right, if you go heavy gunners, really, really strong into the drone blob. So each of these factions in the late game can have really good success. In the early game too, honestly, like 65 CP coming in here is going to ruin Vernius' day. And if he wants to kill Vernius, what do? You get the truce, you take this spice field, and you take any other spice field he's using that he hasn't actually captured. And the Vernius eco, if we take a look at it, he has, you know, is making money, but it's almost all from spice. The spice's eco, he actually has 86, it's not nothing. But it's not going to be sufficient for him to maintain a drone army. So for Vernius in here, if you want to kill him, Ecaz taking the spice field is going to hurt Vernius a lot. If Smugs take this spice field or this spice field, I think Vernius is basically going to be in the pits. You see Mesa here talking about Vernius not prioritizing the main base building. The main base building for Vernius is the most important part, especially with Bolig for the early tempo. So you really want Spice Labs. This is 2 knowledge per spice field you use and reduced crew cost from fuel cells. Neural Tropism, this neural core is really, really strong. This just gives you huge boost to knowledge and fuel cells. And those two are really strong, you know, unique buildings for Vernius. But you want a research center, you usually want to add up in the hall. Sometimes you want a manpower building early so you can expedite your tracking through the red tree here. But yeah, he's pretty weak. I think Smug is going to do this. And if he takes this region, I think he can probably kill Vernius. Vernius does not seem too experienced with playing Vernius. And that's how you would kind of deal with this, right? He has a bunch of subvoids, which subvoids in certain situations can actually do decently well. They're shit, but they're not as shit as some people make them out to be. They have good DPS, stupidly low health. But these things can really take out the snipers and everything else if you want them to. It looks like... Let's see if he sees this army coming in. I don't think he does. Oh, he pillaged it. So, again, do you want to deal with the late game Vernius. I don't think anyone really wants to, but taking this region after he truces you, he'll have to, you know, betray you to really stop you early. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I think right now, honestly, I probably, despite Atreides having just these couple spice fields, unless he's allowed to expand more, he needs to build up with Mason's Hall. He has his chome stuff down. He's got his nice yellow text. He's ignoring his red tree entirely, which is pretty fucking bold.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm not sure where this goes. But a little disappointing not to see Smuggler capitalize on having 65 CP this early. No one else is close to him, so this is where, if you're a Smuggler, right, before 10k, you get 700 for pillaging that. How much do you get for pillaging this region? 2.1k. 3 times as much, plus you get Plascrete, plus you knock someone else back. This region, 2.1k. Spice silos actually give a huge amount if he doesn't have any spice silos up right now, but let's see if anyone has a spice silo down. Here we go. 420 spice. So if you're making a choice in Smuggler who to pillage and you have 65 CP, you should be pillaging players with this. You should maximize this advantage early. It's not, yeah, you can pillage half the map, which is really nice, right? He'll make a lot of money doing this, but other people will be building up and buying chome as well, right? So you could get Vernius to sell this chome by taking out a spice. Time to go stir the pot. Coming up here on our second important land strat. That's because right now Isla counts this up. Now, Atreides should take this. The others should probably give it to Atreides, which is never something you want to do. But, you know, extenuating circumstances and all. If we see a bounty, that might change things. And a bounty here is why you consider, as smugglers, being aggressive, right? If you're pillaging people and they're running on fumes, some extra money goes a long way. Right now, they don't need the money, right? They have Vernius' tech. They should be relatively solvent. They can afford what they need to. I don't think you take that, right? I think if you're Ecaz, you really want I. Interesting. never underestimate people's greed, I guess. Ecaz got a nice little charter there. So he's come down this red tech, I like it. In terms of what else Smugs can do here, I mean, building up enough influence to win a land strat charter is going to be pretty tough. Still not quite keeping up with the Joneses here. So, would you rather have... He actually might not even realize how to use Bollig. When you have any amount of money available, right, as Vernius, if you're able to build main base buildings, you just build them, you stripe them. And you string them yellow, red, blue if you have Bollig. That'll expedite, kind of compound these bonuses for reduced development cost. So you can get these really, really fast. Right now he has it on yellow and blue. So let's take a look at his tree. Well, he finished all of his yellow tech, so it's not really getting any bonuses from that. Physical wiring is actually pretty useful. But he needs to come down and get his red tech at some point and relatively quickly. He'll also need to get parts production, which really helps with the healing that Vernius needs. But he's running a pretty petite little force here. Although we do see an infill cell, that's exciting. Now, is it easy to assassinate Atreides? Not if they have Thufir. It's basically a futile endeavor. Because let's see how many cell searches it takes him. You probably do one here. That's 1, 2, 3. One here. 2. So 2 cell searches and he's done. He can do that even without Thufir. With Thufir, you can probably get 5, 6 cell searches in. And then it's just a matter of, you could have your guy investigate the village, put a ceasefire down so he can't get killed. If you need to, put a probe set up in intervening terrain to look for stragglers running across. Yeah, he's got this. Be curious to see who takes the middle, though.
Listening.
We still have spunks up here. The other thing you can do with Stakhanov, especially if Vernius goes for an early Wonders of the Desert, is basically you use that to your advantage. You run over here and you grab all of these specials, and then you just do a specials game. And so, with Stakhanov, you end up with like 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 specials with increased production, 50% more production, 30 from Wonders, and 20 from Stakhanov. And you just fucking cook hedge. And if they take it off you, you just take something else near you and you keep doing the same thing. Stakhanov can cook so much hedge, not just from playing on specials, but then from the UHQs as well. Speaking of which, so Smugs here already with 11 UHQs. Getting these early, essentially it's kind of like an Emperor Monument. You'll have about 2k stored hedge just from these UHQs by the end of the game. So having 10 or 12 by the 3-month mark, it seems unusual because you're like giving up what seems like a lot of authority, but in so doing, you're basically guaranteeing yourself a huge amount of hegemony by the end of the game that people can't really take off you. Now, Smugglers actually relying on him for anything. He's getting Wonders now. I mean, nothing that he needs. Maybe Nefarious Contacts if he does want to try to kill Atreides, but again, I think this is a bit of an error, and you should always pick this up so someone else doesn't steal it. These little house gifts. We have a nice smuggler over here coming after the siege. Now, if you're gonna, I don't really know exactly how Ecaz anticipates this going. I think he's trying to go for a little bit of gov play. In which case, he needs what? He needs political art. He needs to spam masterpieces. And if you do those two things to be defensive, you just get Alessa. And you go from there. There's not a whole lot of other options. Whitmore's nice as a combatant, but doesn't really buff the rest of your army too much. More for, better as a hedge, a way to store hedge. Looks like he's just gonna farm this for experience, which is nice.
You wish me to go, sire?
Yeah, still no automated defense. I don't think he knows he can skip. Vernius is kind of a strange faction. If you're not used to playing in the community, a little bit confusing at first. All right, and still here. So 65 CP. He should be throwing this around, right? He's also he's capped on manpower. He's making 40 a day on manpower, which is a lot. Yeah. But it's good, it's good kind of fundamentals of having what you need. What he's missing out on here, though, is using it, right? Now, is he going to go for Banerjee, or is he going to go for Drisk? I suspect he would go for Drisk in this lobby, right? In this lobby, Atreides does not have any mobile stealth detection, and having a comms jam is gonna be really useful against ceasefire in the late game. So, I think you want to have Drisk, but I'm not entirely sure what he's going for here. Again, I think if you're Smugs here, you skyrocket your hedge ahead, capturing these and fighting over them now. When they come to decap you at 17k or so, maybe you lose it, but at least you've accumulated all the hedge, and then you can kind of back half all this other bullshit for the rest. Remember, you get refunded half your authority with Stakhanov when you lose region. And right now, again, Atreides still does not have a full army. He's still relatively weak. He doesn't have the manpower for a sustained fight. None of them do. And Smugs is maxed, so this is his economy being translated to this, right? He's going for wonders now, good. Another nice corollary to this is Smugs is, if you can build this up, if he ends up obfuscating craft workshops in this lobby, Smugs is the only one who has passive, meaningful passive hegemony gain. Ecaz can spike with the champs, that's take those off, but not so with Smugs. Now Atreides is probably gonna look to fortify all these. It looks like, are they gonna fight over this? No. This is a very bold move. Really good siege though. These two sieges in the center, right? I expect to get annexed, to then take off Basin. This is a very nice basin too. And then this could be a point for projecting Atreides' influence over this area. This is a huge bunker, just waiting to be taken and exploited. A Paul game in this map would be amazing, actually.
My brain
But
at your service.
meanwhile, the detente continues. The actors who we'd hoped would be more active are acting kind of passively. Disappointing.
I can fix anything.
Let's see over here.
I'm listening,
But
my
with
lord.
Kater, again, I think
I'm ready.
Kater's always going to be an easier hero to use. But I don't think always necessary. Right, if you can use Nua in certain types of engagements, it can be really strong. The other passive bonuses you get to your mechs are nice. Kater being stealthed is nice, but Ecaz has muskets that detect stealth. Drisk would detect stealth up here, so you should go Drisk as well to help with this. Nua, has more health. arguably a little harder to kill. Gives great buffs nearby, other than stealth to the engineers. So I think either one's fine, but obviously that's
It's an
the
honor, my
easier
lord.
character to use.
Ready to strike.
He's just pillaging everything. He's translating this into Chome, which is nice. But remember, so if he'd been punishing Vernius this whole time and Vernius was forced to sell the Chome, he could have that much more. But I think he's just playing a hedge game. He's going really light. I think he's going heavier on the Underworld headquarters. That's what I imagine. Yeah, he's got 13 now. Once you get up here, though, I mean, you really start to have diminishing returns from the UHQs in terms of hedge gain. I still don't see a hero from him. Alright. Yeah, he should be taking these, setting something up. He's gonna get decapped on Rift in a fight with Atreides at some point.
On duty.
Yeah. 3.2. So he's actually losing a lot of authority production from all these treaties he has. Let's take a look at how Ecaz is doing with his influence production. He's 17. He's able to get Judge, which is huge. Very nice. Next up is going to be Water Sellers. He has Hippo Vip, so he can just ignore this and just go for gold, right? Get your 50 land strat between, your embassy and your other mechanisms, your truces. Just build up some masterpieces. Get there, and then once they start fighting, there's force truces coming out. That's when you can capitalize. But right now, with this much influence production from the others, it'd be pretty tough for him to actually eke it out. He really needs to get the stocks, his influence stocks, much, much, much higher for this to work. And again, he has these regions, right? He can take these and abandon them. The purpose of putting these masterpieces down is it increases your influence cap. But also, if it's adjacent to your garden, you'll get additional influence production. So, does he have a garden yet? I don't think he does.
We'll obey your wish.
So the garden, either of these territories for a garden, right, could be useful. Each one would give the same. It would give 4 knowledge, 2 from each sanctuary it's adjacent to. And then if you have masterpiece in surrounding regions, you get 0.2 per masterpiece. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 max. 5 influence production per day max from all masterpieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 in this one. Obviously, you don't want that because you have other stuff you want to do with it too, but... Let's take a look up here. Nothing crazy in the bank. Assassination is still being prepped. I thought he had a Bene Gesserit, so if you're trying to do an assassination like this, if you have 3 down, 1, yes, always use your agents that can't get captured. So good for him. But this third one, being a Bene Gesserit, it's going to go a lot faster if he just puts that on. But he'll have this in a day or so. So Smugs with no yellow tech, just stealing or borrowing from Vernius. Ecaz actually is probably the most balanced tech tree, impressively. Vernius has almost no red tech, which again is kind of crazy. Finally getting automated defenses too. Physical wiring still not in. And then Atreides is now finally come down red tech. So One other bonus you can have here is, let's say you're Smugs and you have these levels on Atreides. Once you're at level 2, if you look, you can actually see how many techs they have. So this is a bonus of Lashana is you can get these early truces, you can do these early trades. You can basically determine what they've been getting, right? If you see an Atreides with 2 red techs, they are ripe for the picking. Especially at this point in the game, this is an insane point to have no red tech. You can see what operations they have, see what counselors they're using, how many agents and on what categories they are. This can also be really useful. I've in the past had levels on people and seen that they had an assassination prepped. And I said, "Oh, are you like gonna assassinate me?" And they're like, "Oh, you're cheating. You're stream sniping." No, it's just, you know, looking at what you're doing. This is a real strength. Both of Tessia rather than Bronzo,
Yes.
but also of having a Bene Gesserit or having levels on people. So who finally have Drisk?
Maybe when this
Nice.
is over,
That's what
we'll
I would do.
something helpful.
Drisk in this
We
instance is
could
really
do
useful
so
against
much more.
Atreides because they don't have any mobile cell detection, right? If you have Drisk and he puts down a comms jam in the region,
and logistics.
Atreides cannot detect the range.
Yes? Do you want something?
So you can just kind of zap down
We're
these
listening.
high health
Awaiting
units.
command.
Nation doesn't have high health now because
At
it doesn't
your
have fucking
command.
military propaganda. Or, Proud Liberator, rather. So I'm not totally sure what he's doing. Really taking his time, though. UHQs are still missing on all the other factions from Smugs. But good job getting his main base done. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow, what? A research station from Atreides? That's not something you usually see. Wonder why. He's cooking the knowledge, though. Fuck me. He's got a suit doctor. Sustainable spying strikes again. So I'd probably, yeah, put one of these influence guys over here instead of Bene Gesserit. Then you put the Bene Gesserit in this one to make this level 3. Finally getting our Chone branch down. Again, I think a little too late for that. It's a good time to get it before this 2.3 kicks in. We have Ecaz over here is just leveling his army, playing his own little game. He's got a mostly perfected army. He's got a siege here, happy to provide bodies for experience. I don't really know what his win con is. He's cooking a little bit of hedge. That's nice. But he's kind of maxed out on place for him to go. He could burst down in the center further, but these are a little tenuous here.
You call me?
Oh, is he going in? Is he doing it? Oh my god, my hero! Oh, how exciting. Now, this Vernius army is going to be in trouble. This is not a favorable area for engagement. This might be his forward airbase, though. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, he's flying in. Okay, so he's capturing this. He should destroy the node, and if he has a thumper to put down here, or in the deep desert. Now, yeah, just destroy all these buildings. When he does this, I'm not sure if Vernius will keep... I think he'll keep his water up. I think he'll be just enough.
At your command, my lady.
It's very smart to kill these buildings. It's also giving Whitmore trophies, right? You Ecaz champs get trophies from killing buildings, so it's always worth doing. But this is captured. This is kind of what he was gonna do eventually anyway. It's very hard to hold this in this area with this kind of long tail reaching into it. Now up here, you know, I think you want to take this region to bunker up this spice field too, but it also bridges you from the desert towards the Observatory Mountain later game. I'm still a little perplexed by the degree of submarining from smugglers. I think this works if people aren't familiar with the tempo of building hedge. But this is dangerous, right? If they wanted to aggress him and wither him down, he has one region making him manpower, and this region making him plascrete. That's really about it. This is making up very like tons of UHQs, which is great passive generation. But I don't even think, yeah, he's got 17 there. Yeah. I think he needs to capture these and just be cooking as much as he can. Otherwise, I think he's kind of going to minimize the huge bonus that he has from having this so early. He's got about 2k from crafts, 1200 from UHQs. You got a 1k from Ecaz, and Atreides is still cooking only 1k. Speaker, okay. So, this is one where a bounty would be a huge play. Whoever gets this, you know... Oh, lost rights, good. Exempt that. So Ecaz going to use this to try to get rid of lost rights. I think it's probably worth it. Smugglers getting Speaker here would be surprising. So lost rights comes through. From Atreides, forcing that through. Very interesting. Perhaps they want Eye of the Council for themselves. Smugs takes Speaker. Ecaz put in votes plus what he makes, it looks like. And then, wow, okay. Vernius puts this on Ecaz. Probably doesn't want it on himself. Okay. We have a little bit of a squabble. Don't know what that's all about. And Atreides is finally getting into the late game. So Atreides has 55 CP still, but getting military propaganda, Proud Liberator. So in about 20 days, they'll be fully operational, so to speak. Just missing border defenses and veteran militia. Show mark here. Smug's almost at 30%. And it's going to have Speaker soon. Finally getting Underworld contacts. He needs to get Chum support before. This is just arguably better for how it compounds the generation. But yeah, it's very odd. I don't understand why Vernius is on 500 authority. He has not expanded north at all. I know there's a matter of him being just kind of shy or maybe new or unfamiliar with how to use Vernius.
All clear.
Let's see what Atreides is surely going to be annexing the fucking world soon. Lancer, we got Eye up next. Alright. it looks like some scheming is going on here. This is kind of what we expected, so she's dead. Oh, wow.
We are ready.
So Duncan goes down without a fight. Great engagement from Smuggler. Now what he can do here, keep Drisk in here and keep the Wraith out of combat. And the Wraith won't be targetable, but I suspect Atreides is going to force truce at some point. Great engagement from Smug. Awesome.
Do you need the Kraken, sir?
This is where Atreides is going to be really hard to deal with. Now, if he kills this Warden, he's going to have a hard time keeping the rest of the guys alive. Finally get some action. Now, Vernius is still being very coy. They're going to lose this spice field, I imagine, for a bunker here in the middle. And if you're ever wondering when to make some sort of advancement, it's when your neighbor is preoccupied. While Smuggler's fighting here, that's when Vernius can come up here and try to take these regions, right? So it's worth, you know, having that extra vision throughout the map. It's worth letting people know. So let's say you're getting attacked as Atreides, you're fighting Smugs. You may tell Vernius, hey, expand north, I've got Smugs on me now. And it looks like, wow, Smug's going to go after the sink. So this is also a bold move. Ooh, he can't afford to lose that. Now, does he have another comms jammer? He does.
Should I intervene
He's used
directly?
Drisk's ability.
A rifle can be a terrible weapon.
He has, okay. He's got to keep this knight back. He's going to get popped. So he's about to get sandwiched. He probably has an exfil ready, right? But what he could do is if there's a fog that goes down here, for example, to get rid of the fog, you have to put a comms jam. You put a comms jam down, you can't exfil out of here, you'd have to exfil out of a neighboring region. But yeah, he could lose a lot of these vetted snipers. This is just a pure sniper blob. This is playing with fire. There's no front line here. He should be losing a lot of this veterancy here. Oh yeah. Says charge animation prepped. All right. Ecaz is gov eligible, but it's capped on influence here, so what could he do? Oh, okay, get rid of the embassy, right? And put in a land strata quarters. That's another 200 influence cap. Then build, you know, your masterpieces here to fill up. Each masterpiece will increase your cap. There's the exfil network. Oh, just barely saved Drisk, it looked like.
Have you seen my latest report?
Wow. Very lucky timing. Atreides gonna keep pressing on now. Chome-wise, Verni's still at 27%, so Smugs. We had what I thought was an assassination prepped at some point. Oh, there's still no. He lost all that stuff in the eyes. That's right. And great, we're seeing Vernius extend a bit. So I'd love to see him take this region. That's another spice field. It's a part of the map he hasn't been to yet. Looking at the armies, got more snipers. This is fucking crazy. Oh no. Okay, good, didn't aggro them. Is Smug's gonna try to fight Vernius here? I don't think so. Might be biting off a bit more than he can chew. Atreides gear. Oh, he is. I think he's gonna attack him. Yep, there's the fight. Atreides has pretty typical stuff for experience. So the first gear slot on each unit has a nearby upgrade. So that's what you can use with Duncan to give him stacks of heroism. Where is Duncan anyway? Ah, he's coming back. So Vernius wiped here from not really anticipating a swarm of snipers coming at him. Losing his Raider too. But while he does this against Vern, Atreides is going to go for the Basin, which is his source of manpower as well. So he should be good. He's destroying all these things. Excellent. These drones are going to be a huge pain in the ass. Also good.
You need a sniper?
Oh, he lost the, he hasn't triggered on this thing. He's just going to take damage. He's going to try to capture this. I don't think he's going to have a lot of success holding this. If Vernius wants to take this region and come north, he certainly could. That'd be pretty hard for him to deal with. Oh, he's wasting these drones, though. Meanwhile, in the south, Ecaz is hanging out. They haven't put up Gov yet, which is a little surprising. But wow, so he didn't use his ability there. Let's see what Vernius has. Vernius does not have parallel training. So, you know, you don't need parallel training as Vernius, but you have an advantage with it, because you can recruit really quickly as you get all of your techs and your knowledge scaled up. Other factions cannot really get around it. And so if he wanted to do this against Smuggler, he's using 3 CP units, to rebuild his Smugs would take forever. So he could easily rebuild and defend this, right? He has enough here to defend, actually. But he needs to actually get moving.
Yes.
Right, the downside of using mass 3 CP units is if he parallel training obfuscates, and you're at 2 slots to recruit, you'll get 6 CP every 3 days. So if he gets wiped here, to rebuild these is going to take him 12 days, or 6 days rather. I'm sorry. And Vernius can build much faster than that if they want to. Ecaz will have a lower, largest army. They have a different building on that tech. But they tend to be a little manpower poor, so rebuilding and having more building recruitment slots not so useful for them. Okay. So if you're Vernius here, what do? I like this. I would go for this. So I was pillaged. Well, I'd get ready to fight over this, because then this is going to be a bunker on Crescent Ridge at some point. Wonder if he's annexing this territory. Yeah. Remember, Atreides can always annex these regions for dirt cheap. This is going to go through in time, I think. And there it is. Oh, so dirty. It's a recruitment slot too. Okay, this is going to be a good battle here. Now, if he can sneak Drisk in and use an operation,
We're there for you,
he
boss.
can park this over. But it looks like he's just all snipers. I don't think this army's going to do it. Yeah. And the Kraken actually has splash damage, so against snipers, this is like a worst case scenario to have to deal with. If he targets the blob here, he'll be able to take this down. Dunsies.
I'll serve in any way I can.
Duncan's
my
back
duty.
up. Clever ceasefire. I don't fully understand the purpose of a ceasefire on this. It seems kind of excessive. Must have a lot of influence production, huh? Or intel, rather. So double blues, and then 3 agents. Yeah, very odd ceasefire. Unless he's also trying to annex that, but I don't think he is. The thing I'll say is I think a single support drone in this comp does wonders. One, yeah, for saving units and getting them healed up, which is, you know, a huge strength of Atreides. But the other thing is you can actually, if you want, you have Duncan one more stack, you get more DPS by this, right? -2 armor, which against factions that have armor piercing, you know, it's not so useful to have armor anyway. So you'll have higher damage output. You'll also give Duncan an extra stack of heroism, which is going to give him, I think, 2 power and 1 armor. Is it? Heroism. Yeah, 2 power, 1 armor. Railguns, if they are, if they're tethered, I believe hit at long range, and I think long range is equivalent of 50. So the range here it says is, yeah, 50. So maybe it's actually a little more than that. Yeah, whatever it is, I believe it. I believe it's basically this is the range, and it should be the same as snipers, which is 50.
We're listening.
So you could, you know, if you want theoretically to try to trade snipers and railguns. Railguns are more CP, have more armor or more health. Probably have more health than the CP difference, but the first strike on the snipers is better, right, from their gear upgrade and their natural ability. So that initial strike's really powerful. Yeah, this is Merc spamming. He's desperate. Yeah, lick your wounds. So he's now kind of in that pickle that we alluded to before. He had 3 regions. He still has 3 regions. He doesn't have his manpower station. Now, you can still really stack all the bonuses as smugs. So between recruitment center, between your tier 2 red tech, that's 50%, plus 2% for every UHQ for which you take that recruitment bonus. So, where are we? Does he have it down even? That's the fuel cell. There we go, covert recruiters. So if you got 10 of these, right, that's another 20%. So 70%. So let's say you have a region making you 3.6, right? Now 3.6 practically is going to be making you probably closer to like 6.5, almost 7. So he can certainly have enough if he just has a recruitment center in each village, and he has 4 villages. That should be enough. But right now, yeah, he's short because he lost his the basin over here.
Should I intervene directly?
No, Vernius, I don't really know what Vernius is going to do. Atreides probably should be turning towards Ecaz at some point. Ecaz now's got more specials, is Ecaz, which alone is a scary bonus for Hedge. We have the center being bunkered. It's disgusting and no one likes it. This is going to be the quad bunker of death, along with, oh, gross. Quad bunker of death up here. That could have been a very funny garden, though. He hasn't put a garden down, has he? No. So that's another option, is getting a garden down there. Otherwise, you know, farm. Kill the 6 militia here in the 1 node. Come down here. Kill these 4 and these 3 militia. Just spike that way and pick these up in the back for the win. Right? Get this on tax. So he's going to come up now. Now, Atreides has to be careful. A fog here can really, really ruin his day. Is he going to take this fight? He's got the monument up there. And honestly, Ecaz has one of the best matchups into Atreides. They have high damage, good armor piercing. A knight with epic quest will chew through the Atreides army, especially not in his own territory. This is the best opportunity he's going to have for wiping all his veterancy off him too.
Do you need the Kraken, sir?
Does he have a fog ready? No. Atreides has a fog though. I mean, without Atreides votes, nah, Smug still has a fair amount of influence there. Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna do. So still, if Atreides is doing all this, come here and just feast. Build up your hedge with Whitmore, you know. This is very good game sense though from Atreides. Yeah, Dune math is notoriously fuzzy. Two plus 2 equals 5 for extremely high values of 2. So we're gonna see Smugs retake this. He may have ruined the plot here a bit. He has a comms jam cooking. He's pillaging a siege with mass snipers. This thing's gonna get demolished. This is not a comp. Is he trying to choke? Doesn't have that either. These guys are gonna get obliterated. We got a stealth wraith here with a comms jam. He takes this. He wins that battle. But
glad to serve you, my Duke.
send in the Lansred Punishers. Send these guys in first. Have Duncan behind. Trigger Duncan to slow down this blob and wipe him. This is great. So Ecaz is taking this opportunity to wipe all this shit, build some hedge of his own. You know, this is 1,600 hedge you lose. Right here, he's gained, you know, 3 to 4 militia plus, or 3 militia and 5 buildings, right? So he gets 800 that are in his trophies now. Plus he's going to capture this region, ideally. Wow, okay. Does he have insider trading. He is just a day off. Does Vernius have insider trading? No.
A rifle can be a terrible weapon.
So that happened. So this is, you know, a gambit from Ecaz. They're gonna push Gov back up and see if someone else can get elected. But you'll see it's gonna be a race between I and Dune Gov. And if you take a look at the influence production, right, Atreides is gonna be able to determine which one comes up. Because Atreides has 46 influence production. What the fuck? Look at this bullshit, man. Charismatic. Right, so 4 times 3, 12% influence production. 12%. 12%. 12%. 48% influence production there. Plus. Yeah, 48% influence production. Oh, sorry, another one guy here.
Need to blow something up?
So, yeah, over 50% additional influence production from through fear and stable spying and all this bullshit. Absolutely wild. That's how we can get numbers this high, right? Charismatic, 14 extra influence. Bonkers. Now, what else do we have here on the map? It looks like Atreides is just going for everything, just a fucking land grab. Is he annexing stuff? Nothing at the moment. He's probably waiting to annex this with a ceasefire. All the missile batteries he has here. A nuke is going to do wonders for breaking this.
Ready to go.
If you can time a nuke with Atreides flying, that's one way to deal with all this. Oh, Duncan. If he activates Duncan's ability, will slow these guys down too. Duncan's down. R.I.P. This is an overextension, I think. And one where Force Truce is actually very smart to knock down his own influence production and everything.
Yes.
Good, he's targeting snipers. This is an opportunity for Ecaz and Vernius to try to make a play into Atreides land. So if you're Ecaz here, I think you actually betray Atreides and you just run through. Now's your chance. Vernius is, okay, yeah, doing something like that. Great. Looks like some of this was seeded by Ecaz. I don't know if I would do this. He probably has a lot of, yeah, authority saved up. I'd be looking to use these as a late game spike, right? I think the real move here for Ecaz is actually run up here. You get what is this? 7 plus 5, 1100, 2200 hedge plus these 2 regions. It's a lot of mercs.
We're here. We're listening.
Yeah, Ecaz betraying here and going into this bunker and getting trophies and taking these territories wins. Well before Gov. And we've also got attacks before, so Ecaz can certainly win this on hedge if he plays this right, but he has to contend with a ceasefire. He has to contend with... if he has a nuke could do wonders. He does have a nuke. So for this, you know, a nuke probably right here would disable both these villages and the buildings and prevent Atreides from running through while you're capping The problem is he can't really stop the ceasefire himself. There's actually no ceasefire from Atreides. Wow. Atreides has his own nuke, though, for sure. But I suspect... Yeah, 5k on I now, so they really are gunning for it. So in this case, yeah, you know, Ecaz could take this. It's still not going to be enough. He needs to go for a hedge after. He needs to go kill some units and keep these guys alive. And honestly, Vernius is going to have militia that populates anyway. It's going to be his best bet for killing all of it. And again, pretty good matchup, Ecaz into Vernius. So I'd like to see that. Okay, they're still putting influence into Gov here. They should be able to outmuscle him. So Atreides should in between this fighting be pouring. And Vernius is not spending any influence. Oh no. I may not realize. So they're gonna go for the base kill. I don't know about this. I mean, so, you know, a nuke here is gonna do a lot. But for Ecaz, I don't know. Ecaz is within spiking range here, right? And they have nukes. Oh, he's just going for it. There's no defense breaches down. Okay, there's the breaches. A nuke, I think, wipes this too. Ecaz smartly leaving his champs at home. Right, he's got 1,200 on that guy, 1,100 on that guy, 800 on that guy. So he's got about 3k between these dudes down here. That's smart. Another really cool move here might be... Oh, does he have a fog? Oh, it'd be an epic fog and a nuke here. Let Atreides crash into the base. Well, they have 2 nukes to use. And, I think it's a good idea. Putting gear regs on Smug is going to be pretty important. Gear regs really kills your ability to kill buildings. Good. We have a comms jam in this region. Very interesting. Don't fully understand that choice. And these muskets and heavies should be on the siege. Let Duncan chase down these fuckers. This should, again, a nuke right here would basically be the death now. The nuke also will reduce by half the armor on this base, which for all practical purposes will let these guys do a ton more damage. Yeah, the DPS isn't here from Mercs to deal with this. He's got no money left, no chome left, 62k in the bank. Ecaz. Huh. What happened to, Ecaz? Oh my god, did he get wormed? Oh my god. He left his guys in worm territory, I think. Or they got nuked? That's fucking hilarious. That is absolutely fucking hilarious. Wow. I must have missed that sneaky play. I love it. Oh, that's brilliant. Damn. Yeah, here's the nuke. He used it just to kill his champs. Where's the radiation, though? How odd. So he needs to get his champs back up ASAP is the short of it.
Yes, my lady. Our lives are yours.
13 days to get champs. Damn. Vernius taking this territory is huge. Very clutch. Ecaz, if I'm up here, I think I make a stretch up here. And go for Crescent Ridge after. Maybe it's gonna come down here though, go for this bunker for the additional hedge once the champs kick in. This is wild, wow. Atreides is gonna be able to annex the White Rift once it opens. Looks like he's taking the basin though, he's gonna need to get more authority. Some POIs to pick up. It's gonna be a nail biter between Ecaz and Atreides. If Ecaz has the champs up, I think it's a different story. I think Ecaz takes this, but I mean, this may very well be,
We salute you.
yeah, this will be a tricky one. A nuke here would be wonderful. I would love a nuke. I believe Ecaz has one in the pocket, too. Yeah. That is the most ridiculous thing. Nuking champs is absolutely fucking hilarious.
You need help,
Okay,
my
Whitmore's
lady.
back in town. And again, how do you go about this? I think you lean into the to the champs here. You put an airfield here. You get 600 hedge from killing this stuff. Huh. So trade is pillaging these sieges for authority. Nice. POI to pick up.
At your command.
But Ecaz needs to use these champs to build his advantage. Did he just use a nuke? Looks like he did.
We're honored to serve you.
I don't know where the fuck that nuke came from. What the hell?
We're focused.
Huh.
most inspiring ship in the galaxy.
See, if you're gonna use a nuke to break a bunker, a nuke here,
What do you need?
so that the radiation pushes Atreides, that's an option. A nuke
We're
here
honored
to push
to
him out,
serve
that's
you.
an option. Okay, he's gonna move in here with, is the ceasefire gonna come down though? No ceasefire in the back, okay. Maybe a counter nuke in the backfield here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ecaz, you can see with the GPS here doing really, really good work. Going out to Whitmore. It's the right choice. Ah, I see. He nuked White Rift. Interesting. Again, he only has Whitmore as a champ right now. He needs to designate. Musket's pretty weak, but you can always do a squire or even a knight if you want to try to farm militia and stuff. Which again is a totally, I think, in this case, viable and reasonable approach. But Ecaz has 500 authority. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it was. Yeah, so 3 here. He's got a POI to pick up. He'd easily capture these. Nice and cheap. So the 1800 there. Tax coming in 10 days, maybe.
We got the
Whitmore's
big
down
thing.
again. Oh no. Missed his chance to get his champs up. He needs to pull back and make one of these squires a champ.
Fair
It's a
lady.
little more durable than the rest. You
Muskets
can also do a
unloaded.
musket or a knight for the sake of killing other stuff. Okay. This is a bloody end of the game. Still no obfuscation as far as I can tell. I don't really see any viable win con here for our Vernius friend, who's pretty far behind. Is Atreides annexing the White Rift yet? Is he? Alright, so he's going to have 2200 there. That puts him at 28. 6 days. Be 29-2. And then a mission and a regular cap, and he'll have 1. Ecaz been floating authority though. So again, I think that's the other. There, he's finally using these. He needs to cap all these. Pick this up and start capping. Or not even capping, just designate a champ to go kill some fucking militia and shit, you know? To be just as much. So 1800 here. You're gonna put Ecaz at 27.5. Tax at 28. 28.7. Then 2 villages worth of stuff might do it. So let's see what he does. Looks like he's going for it now. Does he have a champ? He
We
does.
serve to the best of our capacity.
He went
What's
for a
the
musket
plan?
champ, which I actually like. So the musket champ, you can actually get a kill here by attacking the harvester with the musket champ, and then the rest of the muskets finish it off. You'll get a trophy from that. You can also do that with enemy ornithopters. So here, kill this, kill this, kill this. This is 4 here. Is that another nuke down? What a weird choice. Alright. Do we have any more nukes? Yeah, Ecaz has a nuke. I would plop it up here.
Yes.
Lock Atreides in and then just keep going for this. Come kill this. He doesn't even need to capture this. Just come kill this shit. And he's set. So we'll be at 29.8. He needs 2 trophies to win. And I think that's it. Again, a nuke could potentially help. Oh wow, good move. Again, kill this harvester. Oh wow. He must have turned in a oh no, he had another annex going in the back here. I wonder if that killing that ornithopter, that harvester would have done it. He would have been just shy, just barely. Man. That's a great game. That's a nail-bite finish right there. Always want to see some good Dune Spice Wars. Vernius, I think, still got to work on some, you know, tempo fundamentals for Vernius and engaging with a nice army. And using bowling to kind of get that tempo, the base out build pretty quick. But otherwise, yeah, very, very good game. Great job from Ecaz with such a weird little spawn here. Smugs flew a little close to the sun, but I think Smugs, this is the limit of having so few territories, right? There's a point where you could actually take territories, abandon, then retake next to your base, and you could do like a mega spike with you know, something similar to that. In this case, just take every special you have with wonders, get as much hedge as you can, defend them. And then when you lose them, eventually, you'll have at least built up that much more passive, and you have regions then to fall back to. Think of it like a layer of defense, right? If this is the only one, your foremost position, you lose this, you're kind of in the shit. So he should have taken Sink for sure. I would have taken Observatory Mountain as well, and Crescent Ridge. All these, right? He had tons of them. And then he could pillage all the rest of the stuff. They had a great engagement here over over this fuel cell region. That was fantastic.